Amidawa Hopa, thank you for joining us. I am Aaliyah Chavez. A South African man is found guilty of a gruesome murder of 2 Alaska Native women. Brian Smith was found guilty of first-degree murder earlier this month after videotaping and narrating the torture of an Alaska Native woman until her death. Smith was arrested after a woman stole his cell phone from his truck and discovered the footage from 2019. The woman later turned the footage over to police. The Anchorage jury came to unanimous guilty verdict after deliberating for less than 2 hours. After showing no reaction to his guilty verdict, Smith confessed to killing another Alaska Native woman whose body was previously found but never identified. Staying in Alaska, Indigenous advocates say they are hopeful that the Donlan Gold Mine can be stopped. The balance for the Kuskokwim River Act was introduced in the Alaska State Legislature by State Representative C.J. McCormick. The bill would protect water quality in the Kuskokwim River and support the traditional lifestyles of Alaska Native people. Construction for the $60 million project has not started, but if built, would be the largest gold mine in the world. The area is a source of fishing for the Yupik, Cupik, and Athabascan people, and the project could increase the temperature of the water, which could make it more difficult for salmon to survive. The Klamath River has been named the 2024 River of the Year by American Rivers. The Yurok and Karuk tribes have been gathering support to undam the Klamath for decades. River Champion Awards were given to the tribes, the states of Washington and Oregon, and other partners. The Klamath received national attention in 2002 when an estimated 70,000 salmon were killed by toxic bacteria. Currently, 4 dams are in the process of removal. Barry McCovey, who directs the Yurok fisheries, says there is still more work to be done.
To get to the end of the race and get dam removal completed is going to take, we still got a lot of work to do. But to get to this point where the river's now free flowing through holes in the dams, but the river is connected again for the first time in over 100 years.
In Canada, First Nation citizens are suing radiologists over allegedly conducting secret medical experiments. According to the lawsuit, 59 members of the Pictou Landing First Nation were subjected to invasive MRI scans between 2017 and 2018. The radiologists allegedly conducted experiments to study the livers and organs of Indigenous patients, leaving many feeling violated and humiliated. These experiments were conducted without permission and used for research purposes without patient knowledge. Canada has a dark history in its treatment of Indigenous people in healthcare, with systemic racism persisting into present day. The complaint was filed to Nova Scotia Supreme Court in June of 2020 and was recently certified as a class action lawsuit earlier this month. A Washington tribe is planning to sue the EPA unless it revisits a failed state plan to address high water temperatures affecting protected salmon species. The Swinomish Indian tribal community says it will sue the EPA for violations of the Endangered Species Act. In a letter to the EPA, the tribe says it has seen an 80% decline in its salmon harvest over the past 2 decades. Elevated temperatures have been caused by the lack of vegetated streamside habitat, also known as riparian vegetation. The loss of salmon has forced tribal citizens to buy and freeze salmon for cultural ceremonies. Well, homemade salsas, tamales, and other foods made in a home kitchen and requiring refrigeration may become legal to sell to the public under a new bill in Arizona. Earlier this month, House Bill 2042, or the Tamale Bill, passed through the Arizona House with unanimous support. Governor Katie Hobbs vetoed the original bill last year, but is on board with the new bill after some revisions. The revisions include what constitutes a home kitchen and having appropriate certifications. Current approved foods include homemade jams, donuts, tortillas, and honey. This leaves homemade foods like pies, salsas, tamales, and butter off the table.